like it. We're up. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the b.hive. Glad to have you guys aboard. And we've coming out of, hey, what's going on, Kevin? Hello, Bobby, and hello, Jessica. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys aren't having to travel tonight. It's supposed to be kind of ghastly out there after all the rain and snow we got today here in the great state of Minnesota. Hey, Bethy, how are you? Good to see you. Well, Bobby's actually not at a meeting. Hey, Chuck, how are you doing? Well, here we are. We're going to do a couple chapters tonight's book. If you're new to this, uh, Tuesday Tales, um, we've got what I do is I read a chapter or two from my upcoming novel that I'm writing. Yes, I'm still writing. It's not a finished product yet. I have probably spent the last 15 or so years writing this book. And last week's chapter was part of the reason I was held back from finishing it. With that being said, this exercise here, reading you guys a chapter or two every week, has forced me to get my butt moving and working on it. So I've been editing the chapters the week before I read them to you, and yeah, and then I try to work ahead when I can. It's not always easy because I was just busy, but yeah. Anyhow, thank you guys very much for joining. Yes, it is crud out there. They say the temp is going to drop sometime after now, and it's gonna supposed to get super windy, and all that rain and moisture and snow melt is supposed to freeze. So that should be fun, right? So dealt with a car accident last night, late last night. Now you're gonna write a Christmas story. I am writing a Christmas story, but you're not gonna like it. So anyhow, um, yeah, I don't know Bobby and his ideas. He thinks we got all this time, and he's a lot more optimistic than I am. So we could probably talk to you about that this Thursday when we get together and play some music for you on Toe Tap and Thursday. We're going to be plugged in Thursday night, do some sound checks for the Christmas special, which is happening next week. And that should put Kevin's underwear in a twist there for that. But anyhow, and I will try my damnedest to be in the Christmas spirit for you guys as well. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I think, yeah, I think it'll be a good special. It will be sound check, so there won't be too many glitches going on with the equipment, like tends to happen when I try to put on something special. So, hey, Bobby, thanks for the stars, buddy. I appreciate that. If you guys are wondering what stars are, it's a way to monetize these live stream events that I do, and it just costs you a penny per star. And if you send them to me, I'm very appreciative. You're not required to send any, but I appreciate the gesture of support very much so. Um, let's see what else we got going on. So next week we will be. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to take a pause for this book during the holidays. I haven't looked at the calendar ahead of time. I've been working a week ahead, and that's about it. So, um, but yeah, we'll get that set up. Also, I believe I am going to be writing a horror Christmas story, and that will be I don't know. I'll try to get it done by Christmas to read to you guys, but yeah, no promises on that. No promises. But I want to conclude the Anti-Claus trilogy and kind of put him to rest. So, but anyhow, I got two chapters and I read through them this morning, and the first one is really long, so I shouldn't have promised you two chapters, but the second chapter is fairly brief. So, but it's kind of setting it up for a big deal. So, anyhow, without further ado, it's 10 after 8. I thought we would jump into the story because there's an added bonus in the second chapter. So, if you all are ready, I will get ready. Boom. Oh, and yeah, well, we'll talk about that after the story. For those of you that want to chit chat afterwards. Do 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 do. Ho ho ho. Bobby. Bobby, you'd make an awesome Santa Claus. You really would. You do Christmas a great service just by being you. So, all right, here we go. The Ballad of Broken Bird, chapter 21. Within a few hours, I made it to San Francisco by noon. It was a beautiful city with rolling hills, giant bridges, and that wonderful salty smell of the Pacific. I have to admit, I was giddy to be in the city Jack Kerouac hung out with the rest of the beat artists. I wasn't sure where I was going to lay my head tonight, but I thought it was wise to store old Lucy again and make the rest of the city tour on foot. I housed Lucy at a mini storage near Oracle Park. Once, back in the 50s, it was bustling with freight trains and surrounded by flop houses and dive bars. Now it housed a large baseball field for the San Fran Giants, internet startup companies, yacht clubs, and various trendy eateries. The railways were still there in the background, where a drunk beat poet worked as a brakeman for the Pacific Railroad Company. I didn't think I'd find a flop house to sleep, nor a park where they'd let me set up my tent. But I knew once I wandered into the North Beach area, I would find a hostel within its bohemian buildings. My first stop was the Cafe Triste, the first coffee house established on the West Coast. Take that, Starbucks. This was a huge gather spot for the beat writers of the 1950s. I enjoyed an espresso and a bagel while I took in the photos of all those aforementioned artists. Another pilgrim, the ultraviolet hair said behind the counter. What's that? I asked. You look like a biker, but you have that wanderlust in your eyes. I'm guessing you're on a pilgrimage for the beat generation? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Nothing to be ashamed of. They come from all over to walk in the footsteps of the great Dharma bum. Where are you from? Minnesota. Oh, like Fargo, the movie. Well, yes, but no. No, Fargo's in North Dakota. Oh, don't you know? She laughed as she attempted her best Midwestern accent. That was a great movie, and I actually did enjoy it, and most Minnesotans didn't. Too Lutheran. So you staying at a hotel around here? Haven't found one yet. Got any suggestions? Well, the Green Tortoise is a great hostel if you don't mind staying with a bunch of strangers. It's just a few blocks up from City Lights bookstores. You'll probably find a bunch of other Kerouac fans there too. Awesome. Thanks for that. No probs. Nice to meet you, Fargo. Good to meet you too. I headed up the street to the Green Tortoise Hotel, hostel. Sharing the room with strangers seemed like a strange idea, especially after my fiasco in Seattle. But the folks that hung around there seemed really good people, and I thought I'd give it a try. Everyone did say hi as I walked down the halls to find my bunk. There were lockers under each bed you could lock your stuff up in. There was a shared bathroom and kitchen, and a large common room with a foosball table and musical instruments near a makeshift stage. I shared my room with a couple and one of their friends. Seamus and Robin hailed from New Jersey. Their friend's name was Victoria. She was originally from Poland, but her folks migrated here to New Jersey. Seamus was a writer, as was Victoria, and Robin was a pharmacist by day and a singer at night. All three were my age, and we connected immediately through humor and our creative endeavors. Have you been to the bookstore yet? Seamus asked. No, I said. I just drifted in, but it's on my list. You should come with us, Victoria said. She was a platinum blonde, and her Jersey accent was thick. She had deep emerald eyes like my mother, and full lips. Although her attitude was free flowing, she walked and handled herself like a goddess. Seamus had a friendly Irish face, like my father's. Square, rimless glasses sat in the middle of his face, which was bordered with wisps of curly gray hair. Robin had smiling eyes like Josie, and a proud Jewish nose where she hung an infectious smile. You think? I said. I don't wanna. Wanna what? Seamus added. Add to the fun? Come on. We're gonna hit the Kerouac Trail and hopefully get so drunk we forget how to get back here. We do this every year, Robin said. Then we head down to L.A. for our Jim Morrison pilgrimage. Sounds like a blast, I said. Let's do it. Lawrence Ferlinghetti opened the City Lights bookstore back in the 1950s on Columbus Avenue. All of the greats, and for me, that would be Ken Kesey, Allen Ginsberg, William S. Burroughs, Michael McClure, and of course, Jack Kerouac. They had all huddled here with their anti government ideals and free thinking lifestyles, swapping tales and lamentations of what it was like to live in the cocoon of the oppressive elite. Quite sure the FBI had these artists listed as parties of interest. This was the mecca of the old beatniks, and I was standing in greatness. It was like standing at the Grand Ole Opry or Sun Records or Graceland. Seamus and Robin disappeared into the massed shelves of paperbacks. Victoria, who had a hold of my elbow, stood and took a whiff of that smell of yellowing pages. It was intoxicating. This, I said, is my heaven. You love bookstores? She said. No, I love used bookstores. We walked through the mountains of used literature, not realizing our arms entangled with one another. briefly perusing the catalog of books until I came upon a certain title. My God, I whispered quietly. You see something you like? Victoria asked. John Updike. I pulled the book from the shelf. Rabbit Run. I put the book to my nose and inhaled the familiar scent. I looked at the shelf I pulled it from, and there were others. Rabbit is Rich, Rabbit at Rest, and Rabbit Redo. They're all here, I said excitedly. It was like seeing old friends from high school. Now, if anyone were to ask me what my favorite book was before this very moment, I would have told them On the Road, which, yes, I love that book very much. I also loved Catcher in the Rye by Salinger, but the Rabbit series by Updike, I don't know if it had something to do with the time period I read it or what. I have a tendency to lose myself in books when I'm depressed. And this book series seen me through a heavy period of depression when I was in my early 30s. I wanted to hug the bundle of books as if they were Harry Rabbit Angstrom himself. I hadn't noticed the tear falling from the corner of my eye, but Victoria did. They really mean a lot to you, she said, more than asked. Yeah, I said, lost in time. Yeah, they got me through a tough time back in the day. Then perhaps you should buy them. I should, but I'm trying to shed things, not gather them. What's that mean? It means yes, nothing. I just don't have time for them anymore, that's all. I've got a lot of things to do. You act like you're living on borrowed time. Yeah, maybe I am. Don't joke. I know about borrowed time. Yeah, I looked into her green eyes, almost drowning in them. Yeah, well, maybe I'm not joking. There were quite a few heartbeats in there before another word was said. Victoria was the first to speak up. So, tell me, what's this series about, please? I find it hard to believe a book series about rabbits can enthrall such a brute of a man as yourself. A brute, huh? I said. Yes, she said with a bit of a laugh. Well, Rabbit is the nickname of the book's main character. The series follows him through his life, from his mid 20s to his death. The guy is really kind of a douchebag, actually. He cheats on his wife, has several mistresses. He's he's got a bastard child he had with a hooker. He hurts and stomps on so many people in his search for contentment. Do you identify with this rabbit fellow? In, in some ways, I guess. I was around his age when I started the series. So you're a douchebag? I laughed this time. Yeah, I guess I can be at times. This guy, he was an all star jock in high school, and he begins losing interest in marriage and fatherhood. It's actually kind of a sad story, but it's comedic as well. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like trying to explain what Catcher in the Rye was about. At that same moment, an employee comes out from behind us. He looks like what us old folks would deem a millennial. Long, ratty hair in a bun, black rimmed glasses, a goatee with a thick mustache, waxed into curls on the side, skinny jeans that showed off the package he had in the crotch. Could have been a sock. Who knows? I see you're an Updike fan, he says in a valley tone. Uh, just the Rabbit series, I said. Have you read Licks of Love? No. Like I said, I'm only a fan of the Rabbit series. Well, it's like a collection of short stories and novellas, and one of those novellas is called Rabbit Remembered. Wait, what? Yeah, man, it covers the aftermath of Harry's death. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. He reaches into the same shelf I was in and pulls out a wrinkled paperback titled Licks of Love by Updike. Thank you, I said graciously. No problem, man. Glad I could help you out. He left to another customer. So, so, I said to Victoria, what type of books do you like to read? She let that answer sit in her mouth a while, like she would a vintage wine. I read a lot as a little girl, she began. Mostly fantastical stories like Pippi Longstocking and Huck Finn. As I grew older, and perhaps more cynical, I grew into Bukowski and Vonnegut. Ah, Bukowski was a bastard, but a hell of a tortured writer. He was honest. He showed the true essence of men. You think? Honey, I'm not a slut, but I do know a lot of men. They come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. But in the end, they're all the same. Hey, you guys ready to hit the museum? Seamus asked from behind. Robin sighed. Do we have to go there? I mean, we haven't had a decent drink all day. We could just go straight over to Vesuvio's. I'd rather do that. I must go to the museum, Victoria protested. What museum is that? The Beat Museum. It houses a lot of memorabilia from back in the beatnik days. Well, Seamus said, why don't you and the big chief here go over and meet me and Robin at Vesuvio's after? No, that works for me, I said. Is it far? It's right around the corner, Victoria said. They have the car Jack and Neil did their road trip in. Well, now I gotta go. All right, it's settled then, Seamus said, patting my shoulder. Victoria, once again, hooked my elbow and led me across the street to the Beat Museum. She was pale in contrast with her blood red lipstick, which she wore thick on her swollen lips. A smoky shade of eyeshadow painted her heavy lids that surrounded her deep emerald eyes. She was hypnotizing. We walked into the museum, and I could smell the history before me. There was a poster with Kerouac, Ginsberg, Ferlinghetti, and a young man by the name of Hal Chase. Hal was best friends with Neil Cassidy, who used to write him letters from reform school. Jack and Hal obsessed over the way Neil wrote in his letters. The letters were like a spark that made their way through all of the Beat generation. The way he spoke was so raw and real, and that style became their style. And when Neil and Jack met, they both took off in Neil's 49 Hudson, and On the Road was born. The Hudson itself sat stoically in the museum. I relished at the words and energy that road trip helped birth. The words that spewed forth from that trip had so much energy that it flowed into 1984 and took this 14-year-old me and opened my mind. And now, here I was staring into the history that moved me. You are a passionate man, Victoria said. How so? I asked, soaking in the displays. I watch your face light up at all these things, these objects. Such deep feelings for the past. I guess so. What about your future? I tried as hard as I could to ignore that last question. I tried to lose myself in the handwritten pages of Ginsberg's Howl or McClure's Seasons in the Sun, but I couldn't. It's hard to explain this unless you've been a rabid fan of the Beatniks. This was such a pivotal moment in my life as a teenager, a bucket list moment I was living in, when suddenly this mysterious woman from the East Coast throws a dash of reality at me. At first, I was a little angry with her, and then I was sad, and then I was just calm. I turned to her, holding both her arms. I don't have a future, I said without a hint of emotion. Don't be silly, she said. Everyone has a future. I I have cancer. It's not good. Final stages probably. So I don't have a future. All I have is right now. Her eyes filled with tears, which she immediately blinked away. She looked down at the ground and then looked back up into my eyes. Have you seen everything you need to see here? She said. Um, I hadn't, but I no longer wanted to be here, or anywhere for that matter. I think I have. Let's go to Vesuvio's then and have us that drink. Okay. We met Seamus and Robin at the front of Vesuvio's. They were having a smoke in front of the bar where all the Beat Generation hung their proverbial hats. Hey guys, Robin greeted us. How was the museum? Oh, Victoria spoke. I think it was a treat to see our new friend here enjoy it. First time then? Seamus asked. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty amazing. Well, why don't we all go in and have us some libations and toast our virgin friend here in the Church of Kerouac? I shook out a cigarette from my own pack of Marlboros and put one in my lips. Victoria stared at me and then smiled. I'm not feeling well, she said. I think I may just go back to the hostel and lie down for a bit. Maybe join you folks later. Okay, honey, Robin said with a deep concern. Are you okay? You want me to walk with you? No, thank you, Robbie. Just lightheaded. So much stimuli today. Okay, I'll come back and check on you later. Thank you, she said and gave me a peck on the cheek and walked in the direction of our hostel. Can I walk you back? I asked. Thank you. But I need I need to be alone with my thoughts. I understood that. Part of me felt guilty because, well, I laid such a heavy drag on her. I watched her walk away, and the way she moved was poetry. So, Seamus smiled at me slyly. No, I said, nothing like that. I don't know. She seemed really keen on you. Shut up. Are you buying the first round or what? It was a treat to sit in the atmosphere that made Kerouac feel alive. The juke punched out shallower songs, perhaps, and the crowd was more over touristy hipster crowd rather than residents of flop houses and starving artists. Are you still, are you getting your fill of Kerouac? Robin asked after we got our round of drinks. Yes, I answered, very happy to have run into the three of you as well. I'll bet, Seamus says with that same smirk on his face. Come on, it's nothing like that, man. You're speaking of our lovely travel companion? Robin asks. Yes. She's a rare soul, that one, isn't she, Seamus? She is, he answers. Look, I say, try not to sound rude. I'm not looking for anything. Not a relationship, not a one night stand, nothing like that. We just, I don't know. You both hit it off, Seamus finished. Yeah. Look, chum, whether you're looking for it or not, it finds you. Trust me, I was divorced and bitter, and I met Miss Robin there at Starbucks. As much as we fought it, here we are. Look, I don't have time for a relationship. I'm dying. We're all dying. No, Seamus. My expiration is a little sooner than most. I've been diagnosed with cancer. I've got the year, maybe, and that's about it. Both Seamus and Robin sat silent for a moment. I really hate the buzzkill I introduced to new friendships. I don't want the attention and I don't want the sympathy. I just want people to understand where I'm coming from. Looks like you two share the same clock as well, Seamus says. Seamus, Robin scolds. You promised Victoria you wouldn't say anything. They're they're on the same road, Robbie. They're bound to find out anyways. What does she have? I asked, not really wanting to know. Not because I'm cold hearted, but because I didn't want to fill up my world with any more sadness. Pancreatic cancer, Seamus says. This is probably her last pilgrimage with us. How long? Robin looked at Seamus, and he back at her. She hasn't said, Robin spoke. She said that some days she's more stubborn than cancer. That brought a smile to my face. I wish we would have met you sooner, bro, Seamus says. You seem like a genuine guy. You know what I mean? Well, um, I am a guy, so no, no, no. You're real. You've got substance. We meet a lot of posers along these pilgrimages we do. People who think they know what suffering is, but they haven't really suffered. Ah, people suffer their own hells in different ways, I think. I guess so. But I can't really stand the fakers. Those fake people that Salinger used to write about. You're going to start getting all Holden Caulfield on me? Holden had some certain truths that I tend to live by. I don't play around with fake people. There's no time for it. You know that as well as anybody. Yeah, yeah, I guess you're right there. Do you have family? Robin asked. Yeah, I got a dad and a stepmom, a few sisters and an older brother. They live all over the place. But I may stop in to visit along the way. No wife or kids? I was married a couple times, I said. Didn't last too long. There were a couple of stepkids in there, but they've all grown up and probably forgotten about me. Oh, I doubt that, Seamus said. I don't. Come on, a nice guy like you. I wasn't always nice, Seamus. I wasn't always real, for that matter. Pretending seemed a lot easier to swallow than what was really there. Let's just say I was a human chameleon. Are you pretending now? Like you and Mr. Caulfield said, ain't no time to be fake anymore. Maybe you should stop in and see them too then. I finished the rest of my drink. It was my ninth, and I stood up from the bar. I realized that I should have stopped at 6. You okay? Seamus asked. Yep, I said, getting my balance. Think I better head back to your hostel and take me a wee nap. Yeah, your brogue isn't bad. Oh, those damn Jameson shots you kept buying. Aye, and I reckon I held a gun to your head as well, laddie buck. Ye did, Seamus, and threatened to clobber me with your shillelagh, you did. We laughed. It was a long, hearty, drunk laugh that came from deep down. And then the coughing began. The laughter triggered it. I felt like I was gasping for air with each hack, trying to get something dislodged from my chest. And then it came with a splatter into my melting ice cubes in my glass. Blood mixed with phlegm. The laughter stopped between Robin and Seamus, too. I sat there for a moment to get my breath. Seamus came up behind me and patted my back. You good? He asked softly. Yep, I answered, embarrassed. I think I better hit the sack. We paid our tab and walked out. They walked with me back to the hostel. I had to stop a few times to get my breath. We said nothing to each other, and we laid down in our bunks. Victoria looked like she was glowing in the darkness, like Sleeping Beauty awaiting her prince to give her true love's kiss. Look at me, giddy like a goddamn schoolboy. That feeling fades. The reality of death always shows up. My track record of relationships is loud in my head, but not so much in my heart. My heart, it still believes. Through all those calluses, it still believes there's someone out there wanting to love it. Love is irrelevant, my brain says. It always ends. You know this. You lose love to boredom, hate, another man, death. It's all eventual. In the end, you're always alone. Yeah, my brain can be a son of a bitch sometimes. Speaks the truth, and it fears for this foolhardy heart. How's everybody doing? Everybody still here with us? Jason, he's going to write a Christmas story. No, Jason, don't listen to Bobby. Bobby's always volunteering me for things without clearing it with the head office, I might add. All right. I hope everybody's doing well. And we're going to jump into the next chapter. You ready for this, Kev? All right. Chapter 22. I was up before everyone else. I headed to the common room and poured a cup of coffee and grabbed the guitar sitting there on the stage. And I hunkered down at the table and I tuned it. The acoustics in the room were beautiful. I hadn't played in quite a while. Life was busy and sad. And I had forgotten chords and rhythms and That music was catharsis for me when I was a younger fella. I took a gulp of my coffee and I played Wildflowers by Tom Petty. This transition. Yeah. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. Go away somewhere all bright and new. I have seen no other who compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in a home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me. Far away from your trouble and your worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free. It was a song that made me think of every girl, woman I knew. Most women I cared to love, and they cared to love me back, were wildflowers. Even my mom and sisters. They weren't afraid to be who they were. They never pretended to be someone they weren't just to please their partners. They were true to themselves. They were wild, and they were free. That was beautiful, a female voice said next to me. It was Victoria. Hey, I said with a sad smile. Good morning. How you feeling? Well rested. How about yourself? I'm good. You had me worried. You coughed in your sleep a lot last night, like you were gasping for air. Cancer was sneaking up on me again. Thought about running back to that cave in Idaho again, rejuvenate myself. But that's going backwards, and I can't afford to do that. I apologize, I said, putting the guitar down. All those damn cigs I smoked my whole life. Please, she sat down next to me. But don't put the guitar away. Sing me something else. What do you want to hear? What was that song you just sang? That was Wildflowers by Tom Petty. Oh, I loved it. I ran the cobweb catalog of songs I remembered by heart, and there weren't many left upstairs. Something came to mind when I met Victoria, and it made itself present when I looked into her eager eyes. How about this one? Ooh, please. Yes, I understand that every life must end on. As we sit alone, I know someday we must go on. Yeah, I'm a lucky man to count on both hands the ones I love. Some folks they just one, yeah, others they got none. Oh. Stay with me. Let's just breathe. Practiced all my sins, never gonna let me win, no. Under everything's just another human being, oh. Yeah, I don't wanna hurt, there's so much in this world make me bleed. Stay with me. You're all I see. Did I say that I need you? Whoa, did I say that I want you? Oh, if I didn't, then I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. As I come clean, I wonder every day as I look upon your face. Oh. Everything you gave and nothing you would take, oh no. Nothing you would take, everything you gave. Did I say that I need you? Whoa, did I say that I want you? Well, if I didn't, then I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. As I come clean out of till I die. Meet you on the other side. So I just played Just Breathe by Pearl Jam. A fitting song for me. Something about regret, something about maybe seeing someone on the other side. I finished and noticed applause from several more people who had come into the common room. I blushed and bowed and put the guitar back on its stand. A man of many talents, Victoria said to me as I sat back down. Yeah, I play a few chords, I said humbly. Nothing too difficult. You're too modest. You really feel the songs you play. Well, they all mean something to me. And what did that one mean to you? The Eddie Vedder song. Uh, it's surrender. He's surrendering everything to make up for the shit show he left. Maybe thinking he's doing too much and needs to just breathe. I guess everybody wants that. To be loved without having to try too hard. Not every person loves deeply, which is the point, I guess. Most those people that do always seem to get into relationships where they aren't loved back. Are you speaking from experience? Yeah, but I don't know. I've come to think romantic love is more of a chemical reaction of the body, to propagate the species. But unconditional love, mm, that's love for your children or family members or a pet. Romantic love, not so much. Have you ever loved a woman unconditionally? I thought about Jean. I thought I loved her with everything I had, and it never came back. No, I answered. I don't believe you. Well, when it comes to men and women, love is irrelevant. There's divorce, death, cheating, etc. It's irrelevant. No matter how joyful things begin and continue, there's always pain at the end. I loved a man unconditionally. Unconditionally? So you still love him? Yes, he was my soulmate. He was native like you, a strong man. He was passionate about everything. He did everything like it was his last moment on earth. He loved me with every ounce of his being. So, what happened, if you don't mind me asking? He died. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. It's okay. We were lovers in so many different timelines and so many different lives. I thought you were him coming back to me, but I don't think it works like that. I will be joining him soon, I think, and we will live another lifetime together again. I was envious of this man to be loved by such a woman. I thought about Seamus and Robin too, how happy they seemed together. I guess I wasn't meant to find that in this life, and I don't know if I ever have or ever will. Like I said, love is irrelevant. Are you coming with us to Los Angeles? She asked. I was planning on it, I answered. Jim Morrison is another iconic soul who, man, that guy really moved me. The thought of a pilgrimage sounds exciting. Well, maybe I could ride with you? Well, I'd have to find you a helmet, but sure. Seamus and Robin have a Prius, and it's very uncomfortable for that long haul. I think riding on your bike would be freeing. Saving the goddamn coral reefs? Is that what they're doing? We laughed. We laughed the way two people with expiration dates laugh. It was full and true, coming from deep inside of that place where the soul lives. She looked down at her hand resting on my knee and then looked up at me, a smile on the corner of her mouth. I'm so glad we met, she said, slowly moving her hand back to her lap. Yeah, me too, I said, wishing she'd return her hand to my knee. It felt good to be touched by another person. I'm going to go reorganize some of my clothes for the trip. Try to go light. Okay, I'm going to go grab myself a coffee down the block. There's coffee here. Yeah, I've become a snob. This stuff tastes like church coffee. I took a walk down Kearney Street and stopped at the Reville Coffee House. I've acquired a taste for the strong, snobby stuff since Seattle. After ordering a Cafe LA, I sat at an outdoor table and I called Josie. You're alive, she said. I am. There was a smile on my face. How's things in sunny Seattle? Pretty quiet since you left. No teddy bears rolling into the ER. How's things in San Fran? So far, so good. I met a group of like minded folks, and we did the entire Kerouac tour. And tomorrow, they're taking me to LA to go on a Jim Morrison pilgrimage. Well, of course they are. They seem like good people. Just be careful. I don't want to catch news of you getting jumped. Again. I laughed. Yeah, that would be my luck. Anyhow, I just wanted you to know I made it and that I'm okay. Are you still smoking? Maybe. I just hear her sigh on the other line. Well, just be careful, okay? I want you to finish your trip and at least have a few breaths for your family at at the end. Her voice got choked up at the tail end of that sentence. I'm gonna try my damnedest, Josie. Well, you better. Listen, I've been shopping around for a publisher for you. I've got a few in mind. Josie, I told you I could look into that. You're busy on the road, Jackie boy. Thought I'd get a head start. Well, thank you. Do you want me to contact some of these publishers? I paused for a moment, thinking about this journal. The talk of publishing it made me think about my eventual death. God damn it, if that wasn't sobering. When this book makes its way into the hands of the public, I'll be pushing up daisies. Uh, I had no thoughts to share. Yeah, maybe just ask about submission guidelines. I'm sorry, she said. Am I being too pushy? No, no, it's all right. Just haven't really thought about the business end of this journal. Oh, all right. Well, you take care. I'll see what I can find out for you. And keep in touch. I miss your stupid face. I miss your stupid face too, Josie. Tell Lil I says hi. And that, my friends, is the end of chapter 21 and chapter 22 So there you go. And I wasn't sure how this guitar was going to sound through this condenser mic, but it did it sound okay? I hope it sounded all right. Josie Dykus, good to see you. Uh, Kevin, thank you very much, man. Thank you for the stars. Thank you. Yeah, thank you both. Sing it, man. Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I actually had the lyrics to both those songs in the manuscript, and then I thought to myself, I don't know if I can do that legally. I'm pretty sure I'd have to get their permission or whatever. So, yeah. So I just yeah, I just thought I would just sing the two songs and see what you guys thought of that. So, only available in the live version of this song or of this story is what we'll say. So, anyhow, thank you guys very much for joining me and joining Broken Bird on his journey here, on his vision. Um, yeah, we're gonna there's some stuff happening coming up, but yeah, everything all equals out, right? Wapila. And yeah, there's going to be the good and the bad, which is really what life's all about. It's all how you react to it. And that's kind of part of the lesson of this whole book is that um so that being said, I'm hoping hi Angela, how's it going? I'm glad you liked it. I'm very glad you liked it. You too, Jessica. Thank you very much. Um yeah, so there's what do we got going on this week? The rest of this week it's only Tuesday. Um Thursday. Thursday Bobby and I are going to be not here but at the Mercantile, and we're going to be playing you guys some music, some great music, and we're going to play it horribly for you because that's our specialty. That's what we do. And we're also going to be doing more or less it's a sound check for uh our PA and stuff like that, and make sure everything sounds good, and recording it through here because we don't want to blaze the speakers like we did at the last Christmas party. That kind of sucked. So anyhow, so yeah, we got that going on, and then I think this coming Sunday is the last coffee with friends. Um, maybe for the year. I don't know. I don't know. I really need to go look at calendars. Got to go. Thank you for the invite. Very much so. Thank you very much for coming, Josie. It was awesome to see you again. So so yeah, if and tomorrow Bobby's having a LeBry party at the store. Um which I probably won't make, Bobby, because tomorrow's my study night up at the ambulance barn. But I think I think um Steph and Cass are coming out for that or whatever. So they should be there. Um I would go just for the wine and hors d'oeuvres, but that's me. Or the chuck chutery, whatever plate thing you guys got going on. Anyhow, if you guys are in the area, do stop down at the Winthrop Mercantile tomorrow night. They're having a LeBry party. If you don't know what that is, check out their Facebook page and stuff. You're going to be in Duluth this coming Sunday? What do you mean you're going to be in Duluth this Sunday? I'm a little tired. You're going to be okay. All right. Well, maybe we won't. Well, maybe we won't have a coffee. Maybe. Maybe we won't. Maybe I'll get somebody else to come out and have coffee with me and replace you. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thanks again, Kevin, Bobby, Jessica, Josie, uh, Josie Dykus, not Josie Whalen, Chuck, Angela, Beth, Thank all you guys, everybody that has shown up here, even you folks that have just kind of hop, come sliding in and then slide right out. Um, Thank you very much for passing through. Thank you for sharing this event to your friends and family as well. I hope they say your friends and family. I always say that. So, but yeah, I appreciate it. This we're gaining traction with love you too, Bobby. Hey Zeus, you're on here too. It's good to see you, brother. Um, yeah. So thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for sharing. Thank you guys very much for the stars. Appreciate those. And yeah, I was looking at the analyticals for all my live stuff, and Coffee with Friends is our biggest viewership. Um, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's around 600 or so or more, I think. And then the next one is Toe Tapping Thursdays, and then us tonight, Tuesday Tales. So that's awesome. So thanks, Kevin. Thanks y'all. Love y'all. Jason, all of you, come on back out again. Come back here Thursday. Maybe Bobby won't have something going on and he can join us. Ah, anyhow. So, Kev, this one's for you. I think. There we go. Yeah. All right. Peace and a bottle of hair grease, folks. Love ya. Dang, we went over an hour too. Look at that. And it doesn't want to stop. It's not letting me stop, so I guess I'm just gonna just keep reading. Should just keep reading until there we go. All right.